Back with our last team of the day today. 6:30 here at the Orange County Convention Center in Orlando, Florida, with the town of Palm Beach about to hit the course. The Mayday has just been called. Town of Palm Beach will have 15 minutes once they touch this door to get their firefighter out and to get their entire team out as well. Another one of those teams that I know trains specifically in this, specifically for competitions, which is pretty cool to see. But there's some foundational firefighting that goes along with it, such as forcing the door, conducting a search, navigating obstacles, and overcoming the adversity that they find as they work their way throughout the course. So we will see how they do as the last team out here today. Will they have a run that scores them in the top 5? Again, part of the confusion, it'd be really easy to run this course if you had full visibility. What we have done is blacked them out or smoked them out with our Smoked Out Series VA shield. So what they're experiencing is very different than anybody else who's watching, because to them, this room is full of smoke. So as they go throughout this course, trying to get 15 minutes or less on the course. If they happen to reach that 15-minute mark, they will be stopped by the judges and they will be issued a do not finish. As they make their way over to our rafter section, they are issued penalty points along the way if one of our judges determines that they have violated or missed a benchmark, such as sounding the floor coming out of an obstacle, failing to meet a radio communication, running out of air. As they move on to the limited clearance prop where they're going to have to remove their pack. And into the part of the course, once they get off of or out of the tube, I should back it up. Once they get out of the tube, they're gonna have to put their packs back on, which it looks like their first member had no problem with. Radio communications being called, declaring that they're out of that obstacle. Again, a trained team for sure. You can definitely tell by how they handle themselves with their gear. I was waiting to see if he was going to get that strap before I said it, but he got it. He got it. Either way, a good pace. The town of Palm Beach here today. Last one before we issue results. And we find out who the top 5 teams were. But even not being in the top 5 of the teams list, there have been some significant showings. Departments that are putting themselves out here, crews that are putting themselves out here, showing what they know, learning, staying open and humble all the whole time, which is super cool to see in the fire service. Part of the reason why I love the career. Team 2 is on the course. Making radio communications, stating they've encountered an obstacle. They'll have to breach this wall. And all the while, Team 1 still packaging the victim. So they have to transfill utilizing that universal air connection or address air in some form or fashion. This has been the most common. Well, actually, the only one we've seen today is that UAC and a hot fill and then getting rid of the pack. They've got to package the victim, make sure that his mask is still intact. The transition with the victim happening now, quick, efficient, and Team 1 on their way out. Not sure what happened here, but he caught the mistake. However, it did take time to get that done, so they're going to have to recover, which is a little bit heartbreaking with such a good pace. So I think with how these guys are carrying themselves, they shouldn't have any problem recovering after that little misdirection, which happens. You can't see. You get disoriented and turned around in a wider area room. There's noise from everywhere. And on to the most difficult part of the evolution, the rickrack. Making good progress through the transition, but they're going to have to navigate the snag point of that right shoulder. And they have made it out of the rickrack and on to so we said this was the most difficult part of the evolution so far. The rickrack is only half of it. One of the points that groups have been getting more stuck on, like literally stuck on today, is this wall breach prop. Trying to navigate through with a victim when he can't see. Obviously insanely difficult. Everything's done by feel, but of course you have gloves on, which blunts that. But a good pace so far here. And if they are able to get him out of this section, I would argue, I mean, not seeing the other scores, but I would argue that that would put them in contention for a top 5 time. Head is through, mask is managed. And once they break through, which they did, now they know that this is the final section. And it's a sprint to the finish from this point. Still within their time, but ticking down. Every second counts at this point because now it's a competition. The quicker they can do this part,
let's go, Tom. Get up there.
Town of Palm Beach will close out their time when the last individual exits the building, which is now. All right, good job, Town of Palm Beach. The final team of the day has just cleared the course. So the judges are going to deliberate. They're going to come back with the compiled scores, and we'll find out in the next few minutes. This one I'm going to stream on our Instagram, so head over there, and we'll go with the release of the top 5 teams from today's competition, the top 5 teams that'll be moving on to finals tomorrow. If you're watching from outside of this, come back and join us tomorrow. If your team's in the top 5, or even if they're not, it's a really cool thing to at least watch one of the teams run the course. They will have zero idea what they're going into. We'll explain it a little more tomorrow if you're unfamiliar, but we look forward to seeing all of you guys tune in tomorrow.